trying to get a stream going here. Oh, I hear myself, so I guess it is working. All right. Well, I know it's been quite a while since I've actually done a live stream. We'll see. We'll see if anybody joins us. Give me a few seconds because I just want to make sure the technical aspect of this works. Let me holler at somebody, come test it. Oh, there we go. There's ELH, and it did pop up on screen. That's what I was hoping for. So cool. We got people in the thing. And yeah, in case anybody was ever, wondering why I'm so into these small keyboards and trackballs and stuff, it's because of these fuckers here. These fuckers here that like to lay on the majority of my desk all the time. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, ELH? What's up? I'm on my phone right now. Good to see y'all. Audio coming through okay? Hopefully. Alright, cool. Very cool. So, yeah, I gotta bump my... Sorry, chase my other cat off. So, yesterday, I guess early afternoon, FedEx package showed up. Guy knocked on the door. And, oh, nice. Hell yeah, man. ELH, you are a champ. I appreciate you. So, yeah, guy knocked on the door, had a FedEx package for me. And it came from Malaysia, which I usually don't receive packages from Malaysia. So pop that bad boy open. Hey, what's up, William? So I pop that bad boy open, and look what's inside. So I've seen a couple other people post online, so I guess it's no longer a secret, but yeah, so this was I'm trying to remember what they called it. I think I made a note on it here. So these are not the actual, mass production run, but these are a signed off pre-mass production sample run. But these are the final product. This is the box. This is, there's a few other things. The boxes are final. The trays that they're in may have another change to them. Sorry, my cat's in the way. Otherwise, I'd be like over here showing you stuff. But the trays that they're in are the final one. But I have not opened these yet. I haven't even cracked them, so I've been waiting for this moment. I was going to do it last night, but work just got hectic and I wasn't able to, so I am today's the day so we get to do this together. So I might have to kick my cat off here and actually use my desk. One other thing that they did do is in another bag they did send one additional keycap. This will be in the boxes, in the, I believe, I don't know if it's the mods or the extensions box, but this will be in one of the sets. And this is the first time I've actually even touched a production model URSA, so I'm just taking a minute to enjoy this. So yeah, this is the one with the sideways profile toe brake compatible stem. That's for the bottom corner. And actually, I'm gonna do something real quick, and this means I do have to kick the cat off. Sorry, buddy. Hold on. If you don't know, this is Giorgio. He's a sweetheart, big ol' orangey. Kind of a mess, but I love him. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude! Oh man, he just almost took a little spill there, jumping up on a table with a bunch of tools and keyboard gear on it, and luckily didn't knock anything over. But yeah, so anyways, this keycap. I wanted to install it on something because this board here does not get to breathe often. This is just a real quick aside. I'm going to get into the, into the actual meat of the caps in a second, but this was not the first Norbauer I bought, but this was the first Norbauer I received because it took so long for my first heavy grail to get to me. But yeah, so this, I believe, has the right keycap here to test this. Yeah, so there's a It's real crappy in here as far as my lighting and camera situation. But if you can see, that's the sideways taupe ray. So it's not, you know, running vertically, it's running horizontally. Check this. Oh, and isn't that nice too? You hear that pop? Freaking love that. Yeah, yeah, no kidding, ELH. Yeah, this is not often, but man, look at that. So yeah, that's cool that they have, when they have full compatibility, they are not kidding. They are talking even, you know, compatibility with that wacky sideways stem with the goofy slider with the little awful cutout. Yeah, these things are a pain to mod, but you don't have to with URSA because this key works with it. So all right, I'm gonna set that aside. And yeah, let's look at what's in these boxes. And that's what I'm really freaking excited about. So let me set this down here. And yeah, you really don't see me with an non-HHKB layout. That is rare. I do have, I mean, obviously I've got this one. This is the latest one I built. This is with, get the little cat hair. That's the other thing that's fun about having a cat laying on my desk. But this is the other, the board that I built with the Astrodomes, the weird ones. So yeah, this has also got the Kiko, you know, freaky ass, whatever the hell, those keycaps that are super awesome that have body parts suspended in them and shit. But yeah, this is my spooky build. This is my Halloween board. But what I'm gonna get out is I'm gonna get out the FK Caps DAO. And actually, I do wanna give a shout out to both FK Caps and, you know, 23 Andreas, without whom this would not even be a thing. But I appreciate, you know, they sent these, they hooked it up on these. I didn't have to pay for them. You know, I'm one of the few that gets to appreciate them ahead of the mass release. So I just have to say thank you for that. I appreciate you guys, and super stoked to get to play around with them. So yeah, this is the DAO board. So I already dinged it. I dropped something on it while I was looking at the bottom of it. So my DAO isn't perfect. You can see all my fingerprints on it, but this is their, you know, FK Caps HHKB. Now it does come with the Cipulot EC60X, or, you know, whatever he calls it, the PCB. It is the, you know, HHKB2 style, so it does have the USB hub built in. It's got this, you know, a sassy little kind of brass ring around it, but real basic, real simple. Sounds good, feels good. I mean, these are the Kiko. Man, I always forget his colorways, but this is that kind of green with the black ink in it that looks super sick. But I'm actually gonna shuck this. I'm gonna pull these Kiko caps, and I'm gonna leave half of them, and then I'm gonna throw half of the URSA caps on. We can kind of do a comparison between a high pro, like OEM high pro style, versus that, and then we're gonna fill it with all the URSA caps and do a compare against MT3, actual OEM high pro caps. You know, we'll see a couple other things maybe. But yeah, I'm hyped too. I'm super freaking stoked. Oh, what you buying? You buying a 2010 Pro 2? Nice. Hell yeah. That's a good vintage. Alright, so I've got a box for these caps around here somewhere. Let me start popping these out of here. And just give me a few moments. I apologize there's no music or anything fun. I literally just set this up on my, you know, my old gaming PC. So I'm missing all my, you know, pretty graphics and this and that, whatever the hell. But it's been a while since I streamed. My streaming PC died in a sad, ignominious death, so working with what I got. Yeah, all right. Oh. Put one back and split it right where the finger split is. All right. Oh man, yeah, snipes are fun. I really love my snipe. I don't get it out often enough. I actually want to do some work on it, but yeah, that's my V1 green desk dome board, and dude, they're nice. That thing is fun to type on. That's actually the Astro domes that I have in this guy here of any aftermarket dome. I feel like they're pretty close to the V1 green. Just maybe a slight bit between that and I don't know. They're heavier than the BKE heavies, but I think that the break of the binary break of the BKE Redux heavies still might edge out slightly, ever so slightly, the Astrodome, the weird size typing on. That said, those are like pre-release, pre-production, like early. So we'll see what the next round feels like. I don't know. I like heavy domes. They're fun. I like light domes too. I actually just bought some of those like the 25s and 30s, like the meta domes, and I got some of those cheese domes. So I want to try some of the light stuff. And man, I just realized this thing is dusty. Freaking pets. You got 2 dogs and 2 cats, and they're all shedders. So that is the one downside to working on keyboard stuff here is, you find little cat hairs everywhere. All right. So yeah, let me pull these, and then we will get out some of the fun stuff, the stuff you all want to see. We'll go ahead and replace the spacebar because I'm very curious on that. All right. Now, let's take a look at them. Let's see what this stuff is about. Metakeys 45 is pretty nice. That's good to know. Yeah, I mean they're not V1 greens are not to everyone's taste. I really like them, and I'm looking forward to having something else that kind of scratches that itch. I mean, obviously the BK Redux are those are long gone at this point, but I do like lighter. Oh shit! And of course, first thing I do is rip the box. But so this is the extension kit. I just want to show those off real quick. Man, that's actually it's not bad as far as the boxes. I'm curious what they're gonna what they're gonna change on the boxes, but these look pretty good. And yeah, that's all taupe. That is 100% taupe. Sweet. So I think I'm going to set this one aside. I don't believe we use anything from this. I think you can do everything on an HHKB from the alpha and the mods kit. I just want to kind of show those off. Yeah, I will, once I pull out the caps, I'll let you know, ELH, if there is numbering on the bottom. Alright, so mods. Let's do a row of mods real quick. So we've got, escape, tab, control, shift, so we can fill on that side, alt, and that bad boy, so we can fill, and those are convex. Cool. Alright, so let's tear into them and start seeing what this is all about. And honestly, like, hold on. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to change with these trays, but they feel pretty quality. Yeah, that's kind of nice. So when you pull that, there's actually a little sheet of sticky plastic over it just to keep you from accidentally spilling them. So, man. Yeah, I wish my cameras didn't absolutely suck because these are nice. Yeah, those look good. Yeah, I kind of like this tray. I'm curious what their, they said that the tray inside may still have some forming issues. So I don't know, I guess maybe to fit that extra cap in there, they're going to do something. I'm not really sure, but let's start popping these guys on. You don't like center left? Yeah, It's a divisive thing, I think, because of the kind of the style of these. But oh man, yeah, I am. Okay, so this is the escape row, and dude, look at these. So inside, you know, it is double shot. It's interesting that kind of the white interior shot, it goes all the way down to the skirt. Um, but man, yeah, so I'm just looking at these kind of like these corners and these curves. These definitely, I think when I got the, man, and yeah, the skirt is very reminiscent of like an OEM keycap. When I got to play around with like 3 columns of like one of the earlier prototypes. I think kind of the shape had been finished, but the legends weren't fully dialed in. And one of the things I remarked was kind of how organic the shapes were, and I still feel just like feeling this edge right here. There's not like a lot of sharp shapes. It's all very nice and smooth and just like, you know, where I think of some design as industrial. I mean, this. I don't know. I feel like there's more. It's more like a living thing. Yeah, but it feels nice. And yeah, you're saying it looks pretty comfy compared to High Pro. Yeah, feels like slightly worn in, you mean? Yeah, you know, it feels like sanded High Pro. I'm just kidding. Something. Yeah, but like the edges definitely have that, like, you know, something you carry around in your pocket for a while, and yeah, it just kind of fits and feels a little better. And this is why I love Topre. This is why I hope we get so much more OEM, for no other reason than this right here. I love that click. I absolutely love like that positive engagement click. There is something to that MX and just like, you know, connecting to that cruciform, whatever. Like I love that freaking engagement click so much. Alright, so I guess that's all we're going to do for right now on this side. We're going to go ahead and pop the alphas out, and we'll get back to this in a minute once we, you know, fill the rest of the board. But I wanted to get one hand worth of URSA installed and just kind of like look at them from the side. They tumble sanded it. Yeah, something like that. And I apologize for not keeping as much attention to the chat. I'm thoroughly distracted by these keycaps right now. Alright. So here's... Yeah, these are your alphas, your numero, all that good stuff. So I guess function keys and everything come in the extensions kit. And similarly, they have that piece of plastic that's attached over it to, you know, keep them from spilling, which is nice. And yeah, I will say these trays, that's you know, they're not like heavy duty, but like they've got decent quality, and the way that they lock the stem in there, I mean, they've just got this little, you know, recess for the stem to fit in, and then that sits inside it. Like that's pretty nice. These are not bad trays. Don't know who they got to make these, but I'm a fan. All right, let's start popping stuff into place. What am I doing here? Jeez. Okay. How did I screw that up? Let's try that again. Alright. It's been a long work day, y'all. I gotta, you know, I'm a little out of it. Gotta pay more attention. Port. Alright. And finally, slap the space bar on here. Centered. Alright, that'll work. So, yeah. Let's look at that profile. So that's a nice little rock. Kind of when you look down at, so compared to OEM High Pro, it looks like each rank of the OEM High Pro, yeah, every single rank is slightly taller. I hate this camera. The pitch is definitely on that top row more severe on the OEM High Pro. So I don't know, that's kind of a more comfortable, pleasant roll there. Yeah, these feel nice, and I really, really like that convex bottom row, like the Alt key and the, you know, Meta key or whatever you want that to be. Yeah, those are nice. And I think I mentioned it like the first time I played around with the prototypes, but the way these kind of hug the finger, and like the more squarishness of the High Pro versus kind of this like cup roundedness, like it's, ah man, it is nice. Yeah. All right, URSA feels good. I also do like that they went with a bar on the home row keys, the homing keys. I'm not the biggest fan of the extra dish. In fact, when I get sets from Kiko, I always try to get him to sell me 4 extra keys from this row, because I really don't like the dish, and so I try to replace, you know, the extra ones to the side, so I only have 2 dished keys rather than like the full 6. But with this, it's just the one homing bar. Dish feels, is the dish the same? Feels the same, but it's maybe the bar is throwing me a little bit. I think the dish is the same, but I'll have to ask Andreas. But yeah, these feel, man, they feel really, really good. And having big chunky fingers, like, there's no sharp edges to land on. Like, typing around them, like, it's, yeah, compared to these, compared to like what's the HHKB Studios have like a little sharper edge, but yeah, these are nice. So all right, I'm a fan so far. Let's pull the rest of these. Let's get the rest of the URSA on, and then let's do some comparisons. So, sorry, this is kind of off the cuff. I really didn't have anything like planned to talk about. I just wanted to open the box and do this with you all for the first time, since I know I'm not the only one who's been, you know, super excited waiting for these, hoping and praying that they're everything that they hoped and prayed they would be. So let's keep going here shortly, and we'll see how they feel on a, you know, full board of them. And I will say, I'm gonna be, you know, MX keycaps are nice, but dude, OEM, just the feel of the engagement, the feel of the caps, like the OEM stock caps, OEM High Pro caps, like there's just something about Tobre keycap engagement that I like. And I'm looking forward to, you know, maybe, I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna convert, I feel like I'm gonna go through waves, because between, you know, Kiko's caps being amazing and hitting every time, the URSA stuff coming out, like OEM, you know, support is coming back big. And I really am hoping that another vendor starts releasing sliders that are OEM Tobre compatible, because I'm starting to run out of my harvested stuff, my stash. And man, tariffs are a motherfucker, so we'll see when I, you know, re-up on things. But if I could start getting some sliders from, you know, our third-party friends who are making all these other amazing parts, then, you know, I'm hoping URSA with this release, it starts pushing What am I doing here? Oh, yeah. It starts kind of, you know, pushing the vendors to, you know, speed up production, try a little harder, get that shit done as far as OEM slider replacements. And, you know, spacebar stab replacements. So, we'll see. Starting to run out of OEM springs? Man, that's the worst. Yeah, I don't know, dude. PBB springs are my go-to these days. Like, I feel like I would almost rather put my PBB springs in a build than the OEM springs. I'm not. There's no downside for it for me. And I'm not running out of OEM springs. I got like a million of those fuckers, but I don't know. PBB springs been hitting, dude. Not that there's anything wrong with OEM springs. OEM springs are great. You know, but I don't know. The way that PBB packages their springs, like, makes them easy to stack into coils, makes them easy to lube. So I gotta do the old Nintendo blow on it trick to get all the cat hair and stuff out of it. Yeah, I know, dude. Like, it's my Dynacap build. I had this Pro Classic sitting around as a shell. I think I bought it in 2021, and it was a shell since 2021. It's been sitting in a drawer for years. Like, I pretty much just stripped it to build a heavy grail. But yeah, dude, like I got to resurrect that thing between Sipulot and Clever with the Dynacap parts, and it is so nice. All right. I swear, cat hair is never ending. All right. So let me fill this board out, and then we will give it some full-on typing tests, comparisons, thoughts. And dude, that click. Like, I do want to, you know, I do want to give KBD fans their flowers. Like, that was, you know, that board that I had out earlier, the big ass freaking Norbaforce. That thing has those KBD fans, the BIP, whatever the heck the caps are, and they're okay. Like, KBD fans in the early days of, you know, topiary modding, they were the standard bearers for, you know, OEM compatible parts as far as keycaps go. Like, I feel like there really wasn't much else out there except for them. What am I doing wrong here? Oh. Wow. Man, I am off today. Thank you. Thank you, ELH. I'm glad you're looking. Yeah, the BIP 2048. Like, they're nice, but I don't know. They sound thin. They sound a little higher pitched. At least they're square. Like, they're all like on axis and shit. But they left a lot to be desired. And, you know, they tried High Pros. That's one of the boards I'm going to bust out as I'm going to compare it to the Li Pro that KBD fans did. That Rinso set that Randy Ocean hooked it up with. Which, thank you for that. But yeah, I've been so looking forward to these caps. And this already just looks comfy. This board looks incredibly comfy. And I keep saying that, but dude, there's just something about it. And I'm sorry, I turned off my AC so that it wouldn't be like running when the thing is going. So I'm also like dying over here because I'm a fat sweaty man and I'm still in Texas and it is hot. I know it's October, but man, it's still warm. Yeah, white on black on charcoal is absolute fire, dude. Like, that's one thing I am super digging is like the color they got on this. Like, it's oh so nice, oh so subtle. All right, let me get the other parts. I think that was the only cap out of this box that I do not need to use. Oh, dude, Alabama, yeah, you know all about that shit, man. No, Texas ain't got shit on Alabama. It's hot here, but it's not as muggy. Yeah, these boxes are nice. Even those have a little, positive engagement on them, man. I'll give it to them. FK's been doing a good job. Oh yeah, so I didn't take a minute to show off the box, but I mean, it's a box. But it's kind of nice. They've got, I'm about to rage out with I can't get this freaking thing in. Okay. So, on the back they show kind of the perks. So, well, come on. High quality, double shot PBD keycaps for EC keyboards. Compatible with Topre. They're not afraid to say it. I know some people don't necessarily want to say Topre, and that is their prerogative, but I like that they just slap it on there. It is compatible with Topre slider switches. This shit works with Topre. I got the spherical deep dish, flat top edge, which is what I'm finding so super goddamn comfortable. I love that. Double shot legends, convex profile, skirt lips, which, it's funny to say, and convex modifiers. So, yeah, dude, it's got a little bit of a bulge. I like that. It's comfy. Super nice. Keycaps included for your enjoyment. 49 keycaps included for enjoyment. Okay, so these have the count of the keycaps on the box. So yeah, that's nice. And it's all printed on the box. I know some companies just use send them in the generic black box with a little white sticker on them that tells you what's actually in the things, but these are sick. Okay, so let me grab the final countdown here. Get this thing finished built up. So as far as this build goes, so this is the the FK Caps Dow. It does have the FK Caps 45-gram domes in it, which are pretty nice. I bought some extras so I can do another build, play around with them a little bit more. It's got the Cipulot board and controller, the Pro 2 style daughter board. It has OEM black sliders, unsilenced, with 0.3 millimeter Poron rings from, I believe I used, what the hell did I even use? Thock rings. And then it also RO59 on the sliders. And of course the 206 G2 in the stab keys, the stab wires. And the springs are PBB, which turns out the original springs in this were PBB springs that came in it, but they were the old model springs, which are not as nice as the newer ones. So I went ahead and just pulled those out and binned them, and threw in my new model PBB springs, which are my absolute favorite, with little 105, just to keep them nice and nice and fluid. Alright. So, dude, first off, just looking at it, the colors on it, and I apologize, I know people are going to be getting way better pictures of this than I can get with this crappy, office webcam. But the grays, it is that kind of that charcoal, or whatever you want to call that. It's nice. I kind of wish I would have put this on an actual OEM HHKB just to kind of compare it and see how it looks on that. But dude, the white on black, I like how these look. This just looks classy. I'm excited to see what the other colors look like, but yeah, just this set right here is nice. Alright, let me pull my little mic guy down here so you can kind of hear the clicky clicks. I know everybody loves that. So yeah, first impressions, sound is good. It's not as deep as some keys, some caps, I feel like, but it sounds good. I don't think that they don't have like that high, you know, pinginess. Yeah, I like these. I really like these. Unsilenced, yeah, I'll bet they sound great unsilenced. But that's, I don't know. I like being able to use things around other people and not have them hate me. So I've got a couple other boards out that I can do some comparison with, just to kind of, you know, do some side by side typing and see what they feel like. So this one is MT3. So you know, once again with MT3, it's taller overall. Yeah, I'm looking at the scoop. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to like do an apples to apples compare on this, especially because my camera doesn't want to focus right. Yeah, this feels like it's, you know, well, I complained about a little deeper last time. These are a little bit more shallow and kind of feel flatter, yet still the edges. I don't know. I think it's just kind of the squareness of this. It doesn't really have the rounded, like these corner radiuses here are a little bit tighter, so it just doesn't have the same flow. Like I love these kind of like light bulges on the. Yeah, Andreas really put a lot of thought into. I feel like kind of how these, you know, these cup the fingers, and I wonder if someone with smaller fingers typing versus someone with, you know, larger fingers. Because like I'm hitting, you know, I'm trying to force, you know, hitting edges to see if it's jarring, and it's not. It feels pretty good. All right, so let me grab a couple more boards and see, you know. So this one here, what the hell is this? Okay, so this is a PBB CNC board with actual high pros. So these are real deal high pros. Let me actually bring this one into focus. Because as far as, you know, OEM to OEM comparison, those are MT3, so those are MX, so those don't even count. But these, come on camera, these are high pros. So let me, here, since I think this means what, I believe they're both PBT. So let me just do a quick typing here. All right, I will personally say this. Let's do this side by side on this one again. So yeah, High Pro is similarly. I mean, obviously that top row is way taller. Even the middle rows, like these, you know, kind of come down a little bit, but these are still fairly tall. But yeah, it's kind of hard to. I don't know. I know online they probably got some like actual like nice like, you know, vector, you know, comparison documents that show what they look like, but just looking at these, I mean, High Pro is named High Pro for a reason. It is sky high. These are a lot more cozy and a lot more comfy as far as like the height goes. I don't feel like I feel like with High Pro I feel like I'm typing, you know, up here. Like if I have a wrist rest and I'm typing on High Pros, it's not comfortable. And I know you're not supposed to like rest your wrist on your wrist rest when you're typing, but you know, I have bad habits. I do that sometimes. But like, yeah, like if like without a wrist rest, like it feels weird. Like High Pro is a little too high. It's not bad. I still enjoy them, But one thing I don't enjoy is this right here. I hate that there's 6 cupped, like extra deep dish cupped keys on there. Whereas with this, there are not. It's just the bars. That is my personal preference, so I'm really happy they went with that. But oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to kind of look at and compare, which of course, you know, the OG granddaddy of the, you know, high pro-ish style OEM compatible, you know, the Li-Pro. In this case, it's a what is this? It's an S60 V1 from Show with, you know, the KBD fans caps. So again, we'll take a look at the profile. And yeah, again, like, these are not quite as high as High Pro, I don't feel like. So a little bit closer, but I just really like this scoop. I like, especially, what is this? Is this the home row? Yeah, the home row. Is it totally flat? Yeah, I don't know. It's very comfortable. So I can actually get myself a beverage. I will be right back. Pardon me. All right. Sorry about that. I had to get myself something to sip on. Yeah, let me show a comparison to OEM. So these are, my tiny little desk is starting to get filled up here with keyboards. So they are taller, you know, they are taller than OEM. But they kind of follow, you know, more similar progression to OEM than to some of the aftermarkets. So, yeah, man, I dig. All right. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to hear what this other crap sounds like, here's the. This one actually, I don't hate the sound of this board. Well, except for the space bar. I need to fix that. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, those aren't too bad. No, those aren't too bad. So let's just kind of look at what these caps look like on the undersides. So, you know, KBD fans, die sub, PBT, fairly thick. Now there's the MX, it's MT3, about similar thickness. I believe these are ABS, these are double shot. So that'll contribute a little to the sound difference. Now again, die sub PBT for the OEM. These look slightly thinner than the KBD fans, just a hair, not a lot. About on par with the kind of the outer layer of the double shot, though the inner layer does thicken that up a little bit. Yeah, I believe URSA are double shot PBT. If someone could look that up, though, I think it says on one of their sites, but I don't really have the druthers to fuck around with that. So that is, so because both the inner and outer shot go completely to the skirt, you know, I think I've got my calipers around here. We can figure this out real quick. I'm kind of curious what the actual widths here, thicknesses are. So let's find out. All right. So let's start with, hell, let's grab an OEM cap just to be complete about shit. Okay, so there we go. Grab the same cap on all keyboards to kind of do a real proper comparison. We are zeroed. All right, 1.14 is the thickness of the skirt on an OEM. OEM High Pro, 1.14, so right about there. KBD fans, woo, 1.47, so that's a thickie right there. This is the MX, the actual, the single layer is 1.24, and then our URSA, oh my god, will you look at that, clocking in at 1.53. That is a thick boy. Yeah, alright. So, booyah. Alright, confirm PBT. So that is some THICC thick PBT right there. Nice. Make sure I get the right key on the right board. Alright. Yeah, that spacebar was rough, man. I need to... I haven't actually opened... I swapped the caps out recently just because I wanted to put these caps on something, but I really need to get in there and address that spacebar. Especially, yeah, that side right there. There's, I don't know, maybe the wire came disconnected or something. Something's going on with that crap, but... At least the caps look cool. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of a comparison of the various, you know, High Pro. I don't have SA. I know there's MT in use. There's other ones, but yeah, I'm trying to think of like thoughts as far as what to call this, because it's, you know, it has some of the niceties of High Pro without the things that, you know, kind of the height, the, you know, the extra, you know, tall top row and scoop. Hey, thanks, Kosif, and what's up, Lou? Sorry I haven't said hey to everybody, but good to see you guys in the room. So yeah, it's they're just comfy. Like, again, I'm sorry for the camera, but they're really, really freaking nice. Yeah, as far as keycap like wobble, they're good. I mean, that's more of a, you know, the stem, but that means that their engagement to the stem is good. So there's the shake test. There's just a little bit of shake out of the spacebar stabs. That's not... But the keys are engaged well. I mean, yeah, this is a nice keycap set. And let's look a little closer at the extension, just to see what all comes with it. Because I didn't look at this one. Actually, yeah, this one has the count. So this is 51 keycaps for the black extension kit. Sorry, I didn't do that on camera. Yeah, so 51 keycaps right there. So let's see what comes with it. So in the extension caps, you get, I'm assuming 6.25 and 7. Oh, actually that's nice, because I usually run my Alt key next to spacebar and meta. So that would let me shift those around. So I thought I wasn't going to tear into this packaging. I may actually still be tearing into the packaging. Okay, what else do they have? So yes, there's your function row, numlock, print, lock pause. So, okay, so it pretty much comes with everything to cover. I'm trying to think. So yeah, so it's got the 00 and it's got the single 0. So it can do the FC980. Trying to think what they need for the 660. I'm sure. What are the two keys that are on the 660 that are over here? Is it insert delete or is it home end? I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, I know they did the math, so this should work with pretty much any standard Topre layout. If you get all 3 kits, if you get just the the 2 kits, the mods, and the alphas, that'll cover. Oh yeah, I guess this has the arrows and everything, and this insert and delete. That's right. So this actually has. So to cover a 660, you don't even need the extension kit. You can just do that with the alphas and the mods. So nice. Well, I mean, I've got to say, all in all, I'm pretty impressed with these. I am super freaking stoked because I bought several. Oh jeez, I bought several freaking sets. You little fuck. Yikes. Yeah, I bought several freaking sets of these caps, so I'm super looking forward to them coming in. I think I'm going to probably call it on this, but dude, I love the URSA caps. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with them. So I don't know. Anything else you guys want to check out about these? I'm a fan. They're thick. They've got a nice profile. They feel good under the fingers. I think they sound pretty good. I mean, I really do like the convex on these. That's freaking sweet. So yeah, I think we're gonna call this one good. Go ahead and kill the stream, but man, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I am so glad I got to kind of show this stuff off to you, and maybe I'll try not to wait a year and a half till my next stream. But catch y'all later. Thanks for sticking around.